Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. Well, I have been learning how to try and win. Um, Daily difficulty, civilization 6 games, and under 200 turns, standard speed, with additional settings and configurations. And my spicy brain has been going down the list of all of the leaders and just trying to win with every single one of the leaders. And this has been probably a year or so to get just to Guitarja, but that is where I am right now. Uh, I just finished up Gilgamesh, had a 193 with a very very nice spawn, and now I want to try Guitarja. And actually, I think this could be kind of fun because, well, we should get a fast Pantheon. The first spawn is good. Looks like we get coast and lake tiles, minor adjacency bonuses for holy sites, for all of the important districts, except for looks like except for commercial hubs. Uh, you can adjust additional amenities, which is kind of cool. They get their, I don't know when this comes. It's oh sorry. So this is medieval era, and the Kampong is probably just from the start, probably after shipbuilding. Um, yeah, so I'm excited. They should be pretty decent for this challenge. There have been some that have been very difficult. Like Genghis Khan is very not so great for this challenge as far as I could tell because, well, he's just got, some melee bonuses for cavalry class. There's nothing really to give you an edge for science victory. Obviously, Frederick was great for that, for the Hansa. Even some of the Indian civs are pretty nice for the spawn bias and extra faith. Yeah, and the French civs were kind of hard. So, and Gilgamesh was good. I struggled with it a bit, but objectively he's good because you just get 2 golden ages early. Kind of, the first one's definitely pretty much guaranteed, and the second one is easier because you probably just need the first one, like a Warcart or a Ziggurat, to get the golden age. And the second one you just build the other one, and you should be much more likely to get that second gold age. But again, I struggled with it for a bit. I had to have a pretty good spawn to get that going. So anyway, let's jump in. Well, let's look at the settings first. And for the leader pool, right? Because we want to kind of be, we want to try to improve our chances of this challenge working, right? So there's some things we have to do ahead of time, right? It's not like this is a totally unmassaged game, right? This is going to, of course, have some of these settings set. And so the leader pool, you can see where I took out some people that are difficult. That just in my experience have been kind of aggressive or maybe difficult to deal with, like, right, Rough Rider is tough, Shaka. Teddy Rough Rider is just so aggressive. There is Genghis Khan, and then I also took out, I should have taken out, where is he? Anyway, the one who can, shoot, the one who can, obviously keep in Wilfred and Gilgamesh, but the one who can, kind of instantly research things just by getting the inspiration, because you can end up having men-at-arms on, like, turn, 30 coming out of barb camps, and then you don't even know he's on the game yet, and your game's ruined because he's in the game, so that's frustrating to deal with and probably not worth keeping in the leader pool. But, we like to keep it a little bit random if we can, and I feel like this has actually been quite beneficial in, like, allowing me not to get early ward in, like, under 20 turns and having reasonable games as long as I can play well, which you kind of want to do. And I think this is maybe controversial here, the balanced start position. Legendary you could do, but I found that you know, this is actually kind of fun. It's like takes legendaries like basically just means you get a wonder nearby, which isn't necessarily great. Um, but balanced I find is like quite nice. It's still like usually a pretty good spot, and we're not going to be above re-rolling for a good spawn at all. So average temperature, and then these two are important as well. You definitely want wet for more woods, or more chops, really. And then less water increases the size. And then, of course, World Age New, of course, we need more hills. Hills are important. So both of these just basically just increase the yields of all of the tiles in the world. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you want to win fast that you have to have these on. Um, yeah, Pangea. Standard map size. We're not going to do anything there. I mean, you can. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be upset if you took like one off and tried to do that to guarantee space. I'm not going to say I'll never try that or I've never done that. I've definitely tried that, and that's quite good usually. But there's also an advantage to having more players in the game. More people to trade with, more era score. So, but anyway, I just want to jump in here and try to think this through. And try to be systematic about some of our decisions here. And it's my first time trying it with Guitarsha. I probably have played her before, but it's been a minute, so getting used to the new features and abilities is a challenge. And it's always a little tricky to play with these coastal civs because, yeah, it's difficult to think about how to actually do that properly. So, yeah. We should get a really nice fast Pantheon in most games here, which is nice. Okay, so, I mean, yeah. Normally, if this was not Katarsia, this would be a terrible spawn. Obviously, this would... I don't think well, okay, I don't think I could play this spawn and try to do what I'm doing. But, it's Katarsia. So you have to be a little bit more flexible with these, and because we're going to get that early faith, because we're going to get hopefully some really great yields on our amenities, our districts will be better from adjacency bonuses. I expect that this will be playable, and I'll try it out. Okay, but by the way, I'm not at all above re-rolling a start if it's not good enough, and I probably will have to re-roll some, and there are plenty of reasons why a start might not be good enough. Just thinking if I want to do anything interesting here because of Tarsha, and I can't think of anything crazy. Obviously, sailing is important if we want to get the Shipong, so we probably will get that at some point. Now, this could be horses. So I usually go animal husbandry first, just because it's nice to know where everything is, and that could be meaning you're working a good tile. So, okay, and we're gonna check for some city states, but I'm not the best at that usually, but I will try to do it sometimes. That's quite nice there. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to actually stop and deal with that. I mean, when I can and remember, I like to take my warrior out in a semicircle and just try to deal with any early barb camps, because you just can't really let them kind of come after you. It's really, really bad when they do, and sometimes you obviously can't help it, but if you can, we're going to do everything we can to try to prevent that from happening in these games, because it's so bad. I come from Civ 5, and they are so much worse in this game than in Civ 5. In Civ 5, they are just oppressive. Sorry, in Civ 5, they're kind of a minor threat, and here they are oppressive. Alright, so looking at our expands, Not sure if it'll be exactly here, but that does look like a nice tile for us here. Okay. Hopefully we get that.
If there are no dogs in heaven.
Horses here. So one of our expands will have horses. Already eyeing up all these hills here as a potential rural city. Like maybe here or something. Because that's so many hills. Okay. Yeah, not sure what up. Oh, and we get one here as well. And it's always nice, like when you build your first two scouts, to consider, um, what your next thing is going to be. And in this case, I'm not sure. It's one of those tricky ones because what is it? You kind of have a few choices, and I guess I'll talk about it next turn. But we're going to have a few choices for things we can do after this scout completes. And I think in general, the thing I would like to do the most is to build this scout, a third scout. I think 3 scouts is great. It really increases your odds of getting the golden age, which is really important. Um, that being said, sometimes there are other things, or if you don't know if you're going to actually be able to make use of it, and it doesn't mean you can't ever build a scout later if you build something else first. Um, and we have to consider building a builder here because we get we get 2 additional production from a builder, and we get to sell. We get 2 Eurekas, and we get to sell horses to the AI that we meet. So it's got to be considered. Um, and I think I tend to undervalue that in general. It just kind of sucks to be working on improved tiles or non. I guess they're all unimproved, but not a non 2-2 or not working this to its full potential. In general, I do really like to get this. I think in this case it's warranted because we do get that extra 2 production, and we may even just um, use the third charge here for the Eureka. I think we will go builder here. Obviously there's always a case for monument settler. I mean, these are the things we could be building, but I think in this case a builder is warranted because it just provides you a decent amount of value. And we just sit there and deal with that. And let's take a look. Nobody directly near us, which is pretty good, I think. You don't want next door neighbors. It makes the game much harder. That's not the worst thing you can get. Okay, so this is not great. This neighbor is very close. We'll have to basically stay coastal, most likely here, but we'll find out who it is. Anshan wants irrigation. So again, right? So that now this builder, building this again feels really good because not only do we get, actually he wants the Eureka for irrigation, right? Or does he just want irrigation? Yeah, he wants Eureka for irrigation. So that's not only. Now this builder is getting us 2 production and 3 Eurekas and an envoy, and that's pretty good. You know, imagine that this was a cultural city-state, and you were gonna decide between a monument or a builder. Well, it's just a no-brainer. The builder is better, like for here now in that case. So, um, I think I generally underestimate the power of an early builder, and it can usually be quite good. Okay, so this is fun because we are Katarjo. We get to decide our pantheon very early, and let's just check see if we got the good one. We still did not get the settler, which I would have seriously considered actually. Um, and it's a tough choice. I'm not seeing anything like super compelling about a lot of things here. Okay, which is rough. Which is rough. We got a couple diamonds. I think when in doubt, there's a couple ones that I like to get when in doubt. And God of Craftsman is usually always gonna be decent. Okay, we can take advantage of it in our capital. We'll take advantage of it wherever we settle that. I'm sure you're gonna get these strategic resources throughout the game. Um, so it will always pay off to get God of Craftsman. Um, I also like doing this sometimes if I don't see anything super compelling. Um, but I think I'm gonna go God of Craftsman because I just know that it feels good. So I mean, this would be really good if this was towards districts and cities. For every single one. Like if this affected all the districts in every city, I think that would be a lot better. But God of Craftsman is generally going to pay off, so we're going to start with that. Yep. Okay, also we can sell our horses right away. Cool. And our first purchase is, hopefully, if we don't have to deal with barbs, is going to be a monument. So we're going to save it for our monument. And of course, this is one of the benefits of Katarja. We do not ever need to go God King. We can go right into urban planning. Really nice thing. So, with this builder, with everything else, like this capital city is looking to be quite nice. Did I give her the... Hopefully I did. Ah, shoot. I did forget to do that. I like to do that, and I think I may have messed up. And I hope that she doesn't declare on me, but you can actually get those emissaries off the turn that you discover a civ. And if you're their neighbors with you, you should absolutely do that, because it reduces the odds that they'll declare war on you. Like you can see, first impression is terrible, but we were able to send them a delegation, so they're less likely to attack us. Whereas you would have been really nice to send it. I think it's actually quite likely that they declare on us with that -8. Which maybe means we should build something. But realistically, if you get declared on really, really early, you just have to restart. There's nothing else to it. They want a campus. Okay, that's another reason to build a campus. You're from Split Rock, which is you, so I gotta kill that quick. But you give me a warrior. It kind of sucks, but I do feel like I'm gonna need more units to deal with whatever this is first, and maybe any attack here. We should probably just get that. Yeah, so sucks, but I suspect this will be necessary. And we'll make use of it in some way, regardless. Ooh, well, honestly, totally unnecessary. Um, so settlers next. I guess we can chop. I guess I'll chop stuff. Oh my gosh, I only have grown one time for a tile. I don't know. Okay. Selling feels interesting. I think we are able to then get our improvement. Maybe we save one of our charges to build our improvement on the water here. All right. Yeah, we'll go sailing. Try to build one of our things. Okay, this should be cleared. And this is why, because he's gonna come and he's gonna discover our stuff, and then it's GG. I will burn one charge to speed up the settler. Actually, I don't know where it's going yet. Maybe here. That seems like a nice spot. That's something I want to get better at, is actually being very precise about my first and second city. Because it really does make a difference in most cases. It's not really a negligible decision, it's very important. So, I do want to get better at that. Deciding where it goes. Okay, now we can sell our horses every turn, so that's like 4 gold per turn or something crazy. It's really good. just for having it improved. Plus, we're working it, so it's extra production. And plus, we got our Pantheon, so it's extra faith and production. So, this is turn 20, and we've got, this is okay. Does this mean the game is going to work out? Honestly, probably not. My instinct is telling me this is not going to be good enough. But I think it's definitely worth trying, and it'll be a good way to learn Guitarja a little bit better. Because that's the thing with this challenge where I try every civ. I kind of have to learn every civ a little bit while I go along here. There's Craftsman, there's Irrigation, there's an Envoy with Anshan, which is an extra science in my capital. Right, so these things kind of compound when we do this. If I had known I was going to get a builder for free, I may have done something else, but I couldn't know that, and so here we are. But it will still be useful. Obviously, we'll find uses for this builder. Where are you? Quiet Fox. Uh-oh. Okay, so looking here, we've got a choice. We actually have to choose. This is a tough choice. And this actually makes it harder because I think this was going to be pretty easy, considering I could improve the gems right away. But now it's a little bit harder. By the way, do I get those compounds right away, or is it later on? I think usually you do see it. Oh, it's actually at shipbuilding that you get this. Ooh, that is not great, is it? I thought this was right away. Oh, it's +1 housing. That's really good. And it has to be adjacent to a sea resource, which isn't too hard. Should be able to get them all right through here. In that case, this seems less good. Much less good. We'll get rid of that. We'll stop that for a second. Ugh. Yeah, it's because, with Guitarja, you can kind of get away with these coastal settles. And I think the problem is this is definitely a candidate for a Ruhr Valley city. So when we settle this one, we have to be super careful about how we settle it. We can't just settle it willy-nilly. We have to be ultra precise to get as many hills as we can. I think I probably want to settle it here, because I'll definitely be able to get the Ruhr Valley features. I guess I could make Ruhr Valley like this city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, sorry, folks. This is just a tough decision about where to actually settle here. And made more complicated by Guitarja. And unfortunately, I wish I could say, oh, it doesn't matter, but it definitely matters. Like, how your second city is settled. It just really dictates the way your empire progresses. Plus we have options to, I mean, in a normal game I would really consider this city, but it does lack good tiles. This city has great tiles to start. I could even just settle up here. I might do that actually. There's an argument there, but I also don't really have amenities right now. And if I don't settle here, I'm not gonna ever. The city will be taken. He's gonna take it. He might even still take it. Alright, so that makes it a bit easier. I think grabbing this space is super valuable. It means that this is uncontested. It means I also obviously be able to get these coastal cities, and I can delay that decision. And I know this is going to be an okay city, so we'll settle there. And this is going to be another settler. Actually, this might be a decent time to grab that additional scout. because we need to explore in other directions. We need to explore like there. We need to explore north, and we need to explore. I can't tell where that is, but that way. And look, this settler is heading down, so we definitely need to race him to the spot. Gotta race him to the spot. Oh, that's so bad. We gotta come back. You're gonna get worked. There's definitely some barbs down here that are gonna be annoying. Okay, I am tempted just to run down that way and see. And I really would like to be able to spend that gold on a monument in the capital. Okay. And we are going to be difficult with amenities, but what are you going to do? Sometimes that happens early on. Okay. Okay, we'll go that way. There's definitely stuff this way, but just gotta trust the direction you go and hope it's the best. Ayutthaya.
Every nation lives by
Ayutthaya. Mitla. Once a great writer. Okay.
no man ever wetted clay and then left it.
Can I get out of this? I think I have to. I think I have to fight my way through here, and hopefully I get. Oh, good. Okay, I can get a promotion when I fight my way through. All right. There's just gonna be. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's a bit bigger than I thought. All right. I mean, this could be nice because I think it'll be like. Is it +3? I have to test that out. If that's like +3 or +2, maybe even just +1. In general, I used to not really prioritize a campus early. Still not sure the best course of action with that. Okay, do I have enough? Not quite. Apparently this is bigger than I thought. Get out of there. Here we go, someone else. And we do not need to send him a delegation because he's far away. Send away. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I worried about. Like, he came all the way from down there. We'll have to sit in this checkpoint. This is great news because it means this is definitely a city down here. I think I should go, and I should go to Ayutthaya. I should go to Ayutthaya. Get myself some. Okay, this should be enough. It is. And 1 second here. Second.